The Animal Rescuers has been adopted by Pet Planet. There is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Brace yourself for some hard-to-hear facts. Each year, over 70,000 animals die just in the Phoenix metro area due to overbreeding, cruelty, neglect, human reckless behavior, and abandonment. Each one of the groups that we show on the Animal Rescuers approach the same issues in different ways. Here, or Hope Emergency Animal Rescue does their work in partnership with the emergency animal clinics throughout the valley. Dee Kotinas has decades of experience as an animal advocate and protector.
Hi, I'm Dee Kotinas and I'm an animal rescuer.
Dee, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for allowing us to come here today. And can you give us an overview about here?
I want to thank you for doing this feature story, and also the emergency animal clinics for the venue, lovely venue here. And to Barry Mears of PAC 911 helping all of the rescue groups in the valley.
Yeah, I do love Barry. She's phenomenal.
Absolutely. I want to tell you a little bit about here. It's Hope Emergency Animal Rescue, and there is such a great need to help animals that are strays, that have been abandoned or maybe even accidentally lost from their homes, or they're very sick, and people have seen, most of us have seen an animal hit by a car, and you know, these animals, statistically, 90% of them are not dead, and they need help. Animals are so deserving with their unconditional love, no matter what happens to them. And these kids that play in the streets or in the sidewalk or the adjacent grass areas, they need our help.
When that does happen,
That's where we step in.
Okay.
We're providing help at no cost to the rescuer to be able to bring that animal to one of the 5 premier partnering emergency clinics. They're amazing. They're in different parts of the valley, convenient, 24 hours, 365 days a year, so that we have an option not to leave that animal to suffer and die on the streets.
When the animal comes here, how do you communicate with the clinic?
We have an emergency phone line.
Okay.
And Good Samaritans from the public, the police departments of all of our cities, as well as the fire departments, are all trained to where these clinics are so that they can bring animals in. I saw one police officer at the Phoenix Emergency Animal Clinic, really a big scrapping guy, and he had this dog on a brand new blanket, bringing it in like it was the most fragile, delicate little being. And you know, I said when I saw that, I said, that's what it's all about. Everybody, don't leave them to die on the street. Give them your love and compassion, and we provide the place to bring them where they can receive critical care.
Once the animals get treated for their injuries, what happens to them after that?
Right now, the available resources are very limited. It's just the overwhelming number of animals, so that we have developed a great need to build a sanctuary. We have property identified up in North Phoenix area, and the sanctuary itself, the design includes not only dogs and cats, but some of the farm animals. And if you notice, in the middle of the sanctuary design is a classroom event hall, because we want to involve families to be a part of this sanctuary.
And the most important question that we always ask is, how can we help?
Help by volunteering. We need foster homes. And also, if you can do any office work or help us with events, and fundraising is a big thing. It's the name of the game. We need to build this sanctuary for them so they have all of them have a happy, positive outcome.
I cannot wait to be there the day that this opens.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. Thank you so much, Kimber.
Thank you, Dee.
God bless you.
Oh my
God
goodness,
bless you.
you are such a wonderful, wonderful
God
person.
bless the Emergency Animal Clinic for what they're doing as well.
Up next, we get a tour of the Emergency Animal Clinic by the CEO. Stay tuned.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
We are in this beautiful brand new facility. Is there any chance we might be able to speak to the CEO?
Oh, absolutely. She's in the building and she's close by. If I call her, I'll bet you she'll come. Just like the pooches that come here. Hey, Pat, are you here? Can you come over?
Sure, Dee, here I am.
How did you get here so quick? It's a pleasure to meet you, Pat.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, Kimber.
Thank you. And this facility is open only a week?
Yes.
Please tell the audience about it.
Well, welcome to the new Scottsdale location of the Emergency Animal Clinic. This is our 5th location in the Valley, and we are owned by 250 of the local veterinarians in the community.
Oh, wow. So that means they all contribute to have this place built? Is that what that means?
That's right.
And the other, you said it's 1 of 5, so are the others still operating and in business?
Yes, we're in Gilbert, Avondale, Phoenix, and Peoria.
So that just tells me that there's a great need for facilities like this.
Definitely. We treat about 25,000 animals every year, and 3,000 of those come through the HERE program and are coordinated by Hope Emergency Animal Rescue because they're brought in by emergency firefighters or police officers or Good Samaritans for emergency and critical care. And our 30 doctors are really excited to be able to do this community service and partner with HERE on this program.
So this facility, if I'm correct, is for sick and injured animals that are brought in by the community, correct?
This 24-hour facility treats any emergency cases, whether that's an owned animal or that's a stray animal as well.
Okay, and there's obviously, if it's brought in by a police officer or the animal is hurt and injured and brought in by somebody from the community, who pays for that?
Actually, that's our community contribution at Emergency Animal Clinic. We provide about $500,000 a year of uncompensated care as our volunteer donation to the program.
And the vets that provided that the vets contribute to this facility out of their own pockets?
Well, actually, it's their time and their services while they're here working. But the owners of Emergency Animal Clinic have made that commitment. So
and you work very closely with the HERE Foundation?
Yes. They do the coordination with all of the emergency personnel and with our hospitals in terms of bringing those partners together. We just have one last partnership that we need, which is the place to be able to send these animals after they're treated here.
Right, so a rescue comes in and it gets treated and then it has to look for a forever home.
Right.
And that's when you depend on your PAC partners and other agencies.
To be able to care for those animals till we can find their forever home.
I'm so honored to meet you and have this opportunity to tour your facility. It's absolutely beautiful, brand new. It must be exciting for you.
Right, and we are excited to be in this community and to be able to serve.
So this is just like a regular patient?
Yes, there's 6 exam rooms.
Okay.
For the initial examination between the families and the doctors. Consultation rooms.
This is beautiful in here.
This is kind of a comfort room if someone has to part with their animal, that they can have a little more comfortable place to do that. And then it goes out to the patio so that they can have a quiet moment, not have to go back to the lobby.
Oh, look! This is a little puppy. How beautiful. Hi, little puppy. Oh, what's this in here? Oh, this is the cat
This is our
room?
cat room.
Okay. Oh, look at the little...
These are the various treatment tables, so there would be bathing and shaving going on, getting ready to do procedures and bandaging and administer pain medications. This is our pharmacy. This lab equipment is actually what they use in human hospitals. We're the first hospital to bring that to the animal side.
So is this where they do all the operating? We're actually in the operating
Actually,
room?
the surgery operation room is at the end. So this would be the recovery area.
Okay.
So oftentimes...
So they come out on this?
Yes, and this the sides go up. So if you've got an animal that's you know, at risk of because they're under anesthesia or whatnot, all of the cages are monitored with oxygen and
Oh, wow.
IV setups.
Of course, this is bigger, right?
Advances in animal care.
This is great. Beautiful, clean, awesome. So cats, dogs, you name it.
Wildlife, we treat them all.
Because some people just think, oh, my cat or my dog, but people have all kinds of pets and have an affinity for all types of animals.
If your desert tortoise falls in the pool,
wow,
we can rescue them.
Okay.
The first Pet Planet store opened in 1996 after the devastating loss of our Cocker Spaniel to cancer. What we learned then about pet health was eye-opening. The food and the treats that we were giving him did not support his immune system and may have actually harmed him. Pet Planet was established to be a community resource, a store that offers only the healthiest products and the best knowledge on pet health issues. At Pet Planet, there is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Come here.
I love you, Dad.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet. Emerson is a 1.5-year-old Parsons Russell Terrier. He has a sweet face and just looks at you with those puppy dog eyes which melts your heart. He enjoys the company of his roommates as they're always romping about. He enjoys walking, lets you chase him around the yard, and even listens to commands, or maybe that's because he knows he'll get a treat. He is currently in a foster home with older children and is doing just fine, but he's ready to go home with you.
Hi, I'm Wendi Faircloth with Villa La Paz, and we're going to do this week's training tip. And this week's training tip is going to be the importance of eye contact, or the importance of your dog giving you attention. Last week, we had talked about name response and the importance of name response. This week, we're going to be talking about, once we get the name response, how we keep the dog's attention on us. And dogs are naturally outwardly focused. We have to teach them how to pay attention to us and how to look at us. And a lot of times, eye contact for dogs can be intimidating for them. So we have to teach them that eye contact is not intimidating for a dog. So the way I start eye contact, and this is something that you can play around with in your house. If you're on a walk, you can, while you're waiting to cross the street, you can work on a little bit of eye contact. Okay? So I'm going to show you. I'm going to demonstrate with my dog Saranac again. And I'm going to demonstrate on how to start off getting eye contact. Okay, so she's definitely very outwardly focused here at the park. So what I want to do is I'm going to put treats in both of my hands. And what I want her to do, and I'm going to mark the moment. You hear me talk about marking all the time. If I mark a moment, I'm going to mark it just kind of like clicker training, except for I'm not going to use a clicker. I'm just going to use my voice. I'm going to mark it with the word yes. And that's her cue that she's done something correct. So I start with food in both of my hands. Good girl. Good. And what I want her to do, yes, good girl. What I want her to do is I want her to look away from the treat. See how she follows the treat? I want her to look away from the treat and look at me, yes. And I'm gonna mark it and I'm gonna give her a piece of food. Yes, good girl. And so what I do is I'll feed from both hands. I don't want them just looking away from one hand. That was dry, huh? Good. And so now, I've already done this with her a little bit. Yes, good girl. So she looks away from the tree and she looks at me. Good girl. Very nice. Yes, good. Yes, good. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the importance in why we teach dogs to look at us. There's many applications for it. Everybody's like, why do I want to teach my dog to look at me? Because again, if you have a new rescue dog and say your new rescue dog is potentially reactive to people or reactive to other dogs, and they get super focused in on another dog, if we have never taught them to look at us, it's never gonna cross their mind to look at us. And I call it an incompatible behavior. The dog can't be obsessing and growling and barking at the dog that's coming down the sidewalk if they're focused on me. There's two incompatible behaviors. Can't be looking there and looking here at the same time. So if we train our dogs to actually look at us, it makes it much better. Also, another thing is fearful dogs. If you have a fearful dog looks to us. If you observe a fearful dog and they get nervous, usually what they'll do is they'll end up glancing up at the owner, and the owner doesn't give them any information, and the dog feels like I have nothing, I have no support anywhere. But if the dog looks at us, we can mark that moment and we can reward it, and that's going to help our dogs gain confidence. When they see something that's potentially fearful to them, they can look at us and they can look to us for guidance, and we can help them through the situation. So those are just two basic ways in why we want our dogs to look at us and pay attention to us. So stay tuned to the Animal Rescuers for next week's training tip from Villa La Paz.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health, because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of my heart and I tell the women in my life to do the same.
Sounds great, by the way.
That's nice, sweetie, but that's not my heart. That is. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is Pet Planet's Pet Tip of the Week. This week, we're going to talk about pet identification. As loving pet guardians, all of us like to go on outdoor excursions with our pets, but have you taken the necessary safety precautions to make sure that if your pet gets away on you, they can safely be returned home? There are a number of options to consider when thinking about pet identification. The first one is a simple pet ID tag. These tags can be customized specifically with your pet's name, your contact information, and they're easily attached to the collar. That way, if somebody finds your lost pet roaming around, they can reach out to you right away and safely return your pet home. Another option to consider is making sure that your pet is licensed in the city or county that you live in. If your pet is out roaming the streets and animal control picks them up, that license is going to track back to your immediate contact information, so again, your pet can safely be returned home. The third and final consideration is microchipping your pet. This is a very economical and probably the most effective option. A microchip is easily slipped under the skin of your pet, and if they're found and taken to any rescue organization, vet clinic, or shelter, they will scan your dog's back, find the microchip, and all your contact information will come up on their computer screen. Again, an excellent option for your pet to be returned home. This is Kindle, and Kindle is not only microchipped, but she also is licensed and she has a safety pet ID tag. Every time we go out, Kindle wears her collar because nothing's more important to us than the safety of her. So remember, pet identification is very important. Not only do we love our pets, but it's our responsibility to keep them safe. Stay tuned each week for another Pet Planet Pet Tip. There's more of the Animal Rescuers coming right up.
Honey!
I'm okay.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Documents by the carload showed up for shredding at the Arizona Biltmore. Business was brisk and donations flowed for a very good cause.
This event is a fundraiser for Desert Labrador Retriever Rescue. It's our first year doing it. It is a Shred-It event, and Shred-It is nice enough to donate their truck to us for 4 hours, and people are coming by to have their documents shredded, and all donations go to Desert Labrador Retriever Rescue. And the Biltmore Resort was kind enough to donate the spot and the advertisement for this event.
Another great event was the Greyhounds of Arizona annual meet and greet. Dozens of the majestic runners attended with their human friends to show off their skills and their beauty.
This is our annual Greyhound gathering for people that have adopted Greyhounds from us in the past years. Anyone with Greyhounds is welcome to come, whether they've adopted from us or any other Greyhound group. And it's just a day to have fun with the dogs and buy some Greyhound stuff, some Greyhound attire, collars, and artwork, and just to spend a day with Greyhound lovers. This is also a good day for us to raise funds for the Greyhounds. We take in a lot of injured dogs throughout the year that require extensive medical treatment. So we have a lure course that we set up, and the dogs are able to run on it for a small donation, which will go to our medical fund.
What a packed show. This is Kimberly reminding you that it only takes one to do something great, and you can be the one. Adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, and you can be an animal rescuer too. See you next time.
That wasn't on the air, was it?
It's going to be.
What I just said?
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
No, don't do that. Don't do that to me or Pat. She will kill me.
Another consideration to look at is, no, don't look at that.
Cory having a great hair day.
And she also puts up with you, Cory.
Thank you for saying that.
Internal medicine group.
Oh.